Back that shit up.
17-0, baby. You better get them ready.
Yeah.
Every week, bro, we come in, we put our mask on, we just take this all motherfucking time. This all goddamn game. This all motherfucking out. Yes, sir. Hey, it don't take too much, man. Get this while it's hot. It's gonna take a full team effort.
He's being hit. He's sacked inside the 30.
Ready.
The Eagles take over on down.
Wow.
On the ground, and a first down, and a ton more. Barkley, touchdown.
Get that fight going, man. He better take the ball away, man.
It's intercepted by Blankenship.
Offense, keep that ass down, man.
Goodbye. Another one.
Hello.
Let's go. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Friday night hangout. I don't know how that doesn't get you fired up every single time seeing the hype video. We are almost there, almost to playoffs. And yes, we've got the, week 18. Not a whole lot of ramifications. I know that there's some other things that we can talk about, a little bit of back and forth of who should be playing, who you want to play. Should we go for the record? Saquon, all that other stuff. But regardless, the playoffs are right around the corner. And, naturally, the hype is phenomenal. It's insane. By the way, shout out to everybody else. Hopefully you had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Michael, appreciate the one. Said, thanks, Josh, for giving me the greatest Christmas gift ever. Barkley helmet is here with me. Let's go. Got the signed Saquon Barkley helmet. I'm glad to hear that. I think it's a little bit ahead of schedule, but either way, there we go. Kevin Gordon with a 5. Appreciate that, Kevin. Says, I want to win something. I've been right on about our men. Or should I say man in black? Oh, man in black. Kick some Giants' ass this weekend. There you go. Appreciate everyone, though. Drop a like on your way in. You guys are insane. We're creeping up on 100,000 subs. Almost to 93,000 subscribers, which is absolutely unreal. Alfredo here with a 2. Appreciate that. Saquon and O-line practicing today. Play a half, maybe. Yeah, we could kind of just jump in there, I suppose. We'll cover it all, as always. Clayton, I'm a toddler parent. 8:45 is late. Yeah, well, we finally made it. We were, struggling with the plague. I'm just going to say that. I don't know if it was the flu. I don't know what it was. Thankfully, we're doing much better. Energy level, not quite to 100%, but we're creeping back up there as well. So shout out to you guys. I saw lots of comments and well wishes. Don't stay safe, stay healthy out there. Good gosh, I don't know what that was, but it seems to be going around. Yeah, so the question here, as far as the injury report, will Saquon play? I'll throw it up here on the screen. Let's see, make sure I can get it full screen here if I can. Let's see. And we got a lot of people, so we might have to scroll through this, but it's a little difficult as well. If you squint, you can tell what's a D for doubtful or O for out. The Q is helpful because, there's the little extra marker there. It's a little difficult, but A.J. Brown with a knee and rest is doubtful. Jalen Hurts officially out, so that's 2 weeks now of no practices, still in the concussion protocol. Ribs for Kenny Pickett, questionable. Devontae Smith, wrist and rest is doubtful. You start looking down the line, you see all the doubtful designations, and you go, that's probably likely that those guys are not going to play. It's not impossible. They could change. They could get to the game time, and, you go ahead and throw those out there. So, Alfredo, as you say, Saquon and O-line practicing today, play a half maybe. You got to have a certain amount of guys out there, but I highly doubt if just looking at this list here, the fact that with those doubtful designations, yes, there's Jalen Carter, but look at the O-line. You have Landon Dickerson doubtful, Lane Johnson doubtful, Jordan Mailata doubtful, and I don't see. Interesting. Mekhi Becton is a limited participant, but there's not even a doubtful designation. So a little strange. I guess you're going to play him. You got to play somebody. You can only have so many guys, so maybe he's the odd man out with the rotation. Again, it's not impossible. If Saquon plays, though, then the starting line, the O-line, is surely going to go out there. But I'm not trying to say it necessarily one way or the other. However, it does feel like that he will not play. Same thing for Nakobe Dean, who is down here at the very bottom. I might be able to get that. There you go, barely. Full participant, but doubtful with the abdomen, being extra cautious, careful. And then Dallas Goedert with a knee and Bryce Huff with a wrist. So you'll probably see Dallas Goedert and Bryce Huff shake off a little bit of rust. Who knows officially? I guess we will see. To the comment or the notion of Saquon Barkley out there practicing along with the O-line, it is true. He was out there. He did get into practice. So for those wondering, it's not impossible. It's just if I were to bet money, if I were forced to pick one side, I'm going to predict that Saquon does not play. And who knows? Is it up to Nick Sirianni? Was it leadership? Feels like it was that way because Sirianni in the first press conference was kind of like, oh, we're thinking through it. Not officially sold. Got to talk to the higher-ups. And then comes back and, Saquon's out. Saquon's not playing. Granted, Jordan Mailata also said that they had some, what was the phrase? I'm going to butcher it. It's grown-up conversations or difficult conversations, something to that effect. So it's back and forth. I'm sure that both sides pleaded their case. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it does sound like Saquon's not going to play. And unfortunately, and I know, I see all the comments. I totally understand. John, we were talking about this earlier with the members from the Zoom call saying legacy moment, play the man. It makes perfect sense. Like, yes, John made the case saying, like, it's not only that, but it's like the family, and Saquon is the ultimate selfless competitor and teammate. But like down the road, down the line, is he going to look back and go, man, I wish that I'd had this record? Like, it's just an extra thing. You can win the rushing title and win the Super Bowl. But I also understand it from both sides because someone will go, well, hey, just like you don't want to be scared and get anything else, you want to go into the playoffs, play the guys, have the right mindset. You could also get injured. So the powers that be, they're taking the approach of saying like, well, we're not going to risk it, I suppose. At least that's the line of thinking. But it makes perfect sense. So you got both of the guys on that side. I will say that the LA Rams are also doing the same thing. They're resting Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, basically all of the weapons. And they have a lot more to play for. Like, they can move around in the playoff seeding. So it will be interesting. Regardless, I should mention the official sponsor of the show. Got to give them a quick shout out, Underdog. Make sure to scan the QR code. If you have not already and gotten signed up, there's not a better time because we are approaching the playoffs, and Underdog has some crazy promos. Just use code Philly Special. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. If you have not signed up already, like I said, there's not really a better time. Their pick'em options are really the way to go. It's my favorite for those that it's available to. And you just pick two. You can pick more than that, but you got to pick at least two. If you hit on those, you win big. There's also draft leagues available for those in Pennsylvania if you don't have the pick'em options available to you, but just use code Philly Special like I mentioned. As always, I will share my picks in place for this weekend. Couldn't do ones in Philly. There are some options available, but like, you got to be crazy if you're going to try to go and pick like these backup options and scenarios of who's actually going to go out there and hit big. Maybe a Will Shipley. It does seem like we probably would see him. But I'm going with the contract incentive picks. So if you can get in on this, Mike Evans needs 85 yards and 5 catches. He'll get a $3 million bonus kicker. 5 catches, 85 yards. All of the Tampa Bay Bucks, I was going through it to make sure the coaching staff, the players, everyone is well aware of what Mike Evans needs to do. And Tampa's still playing for something. Obviously, they need to, clinch playoffs and maybe even improve their seeding, because if they win and the Rams, who are resting players, will drop down to the 4th seed, Bucks get the 3rd. So I'm just going to roll with that. 11th straight season of 1,000 yards for Mike Evans. Feels like there's extra incentive there. That seems like a good pick. Geno Smith also has $6 million in contract incentives. So if he gets over 185 passing yards along with I think it's a 70% completion, and they beat the Rams, it's like $2 million, $2 million, $2 million. So, decent amount to play for. That feels like a lot, $6 million. So I'm going to go with the passing yards for Geno Smith. And then Cortland Sutton, the official number is, I believe, 82, if I'm not mistaken. I think 82 receiving yards. But if he gets that, it's another, I think it's $2 million. I could be mistaken. It's somewhere around there. So 5 times multiplier feels like worth a shot. Like I say, contract incentive. Call it the contract incentive Philly special play. But good luck to you as always. Gamble responsibly. Just figured that I would throw that one out there. So, and shout out to Underdog, official sponsor of the channel. And on that note, I will be spending later for individuals on the stream. I've got some Giants tickets, lower level tickets for the game. I was really hopeful, not going to lie, whenever I had this opportunity given to me about, hey, let's give away some tickets to the Giants game. It hadn't been decided yet if Saquon was going to play. So that was really exciting. Now he might, hey, maybe I gave these things away and all of a sudden he is going to play. But it feels like he won't. Nonetheless, if you're on the stream, I'll probably do it in, I don't know, maybe another 20, 30 minutes, something like that. But somebody will get some Eagles tickets to the game this Sunday to watch the Eagles and Giants play. And who knows? I guess it's not impossible. Anyway, get to some of these. AJ said low-key copying this. There you go. Okay. As far as let's start with. I'll throw this out there, but let's take a look at the playoff picture because I know I see some comments. I got some DMs recently as well saying like, because I made the comment said the likely playoff scenario is Green Bay, which it is likely, but it's not the only option. So let me see if I can make sure and get this to work. Here we go. I think that you can see that decently enough. Maybe I can get this a little bit bigger screen. Hopefully, there we go. All right, let's take a look at the playoff picture here. And how this affects us. Really, the NFC is the only main importance on this side. Let's see. I think that'll work. I can select the winners and losers on this side. Okay, so one deal of games. While I'm looking at this, I'm just going to ask, what is your concern level for Jalen Hurts being out with the concussion? Concern level of 1 to 10. 1, who cares at all? Not concerned one bit. 10, being absolute freak out, we're going to lose in the first round, and it's all panic session. Concern level, just, again, having the concussion. He's going to eventually clear, but I've seen some people like, man, it would have been nice to get into play. Don't necessarily disagree with you, but how much would he have played even if he was available? To get in some snaps, get ready to go. Just curious, what's the overall pulse? How we feeling? Got all over the place. So 7-1-0. I like that. I said 1 to 10, but I even like the 0 from Charles. Let's see. 3-2-2-1-2-7 from the the A-Cane. 1 from Anthony DeBona, the man himself is here. AMD with a 1, Dude with a 5. Marcus, 1 Philly Special Show membership. Hopefully that's your concern level as well. Gianzi, in preseason, I bet $25 Saquon to lead rushing yards, locked in to win $500. Let's go. Congrats to you. That's a great bet. Let's see. 5, 1, 6. 6 is my level of concern, John M. Okay. 6 for Oye Kev. Lots of 1s. 7.5. Wow. Starting to get concerned. Starting to get to real concerned. So upset alert almost with that one from a couple. LA Kid, 0 concern. It was if it was a meaningful game versus the Giants, he would play. Victor with a 6. Tracy, 5. Lots of other 1s. 4, 6, 3, 4, 5, 4. Rich King, 8 due to rust. Okay. Reese's Buff, 5. Going to wait till next week. AJ, 5. Just worried he'll be a little bit rusty. Fanny, he can rely on the run game till he gets the groove back. There you go. Abrams, 7 due to rust. Remember the Giants game, Week 18. Yeah, that was not a good one. Week 18, 2022. A little bit dicey there. I think the 57% completion, if I'm not mistaken. 1 interception, no touchdowns. It wasn't great. A 9 here from Diverse Soul. That's a lot. That's extreme there. Where was the other one? Oh, yeah, Charles. They're being smart about him, taking his time to progress through the protocol without being rushed. So that's where I'm at. I might be a little bit more than like a 1, but not much. Like if I had to say, I'm probably, I don't know, maybe like 2 to 3 of concern. And there's I'll play a video clip in tomorrow's video as well because I'm getting it prepped and everything. But basically, the thought is, and even looking at like professional medical experts, because I wanted to get some extra thought and insight there, is if Jalen needed to play, maybe they could have pushed it. The Eagles are being cautious with him, protect him from himself, get a little bit of extra rest, make sure you're good to go in the playoffs. And the other part with a concussion here is if he were to be rushed back a little bit too quickly, and if he took a shot, which, we all understand the way that Jalen plays, there's a risk for injury, but that's when and where the Eagles are the best. Like when they're running with, full bore, not necessarily reckless abandon, but, you get the point. Being a little bit aggressive, that's when the Eagles are the best. But if Jalen takes another shot, which, the way that concussions work, if he's rushing back and then all of a sudden he takes a hit and injures himself and gets another concussion, then you have to be out for a month. Like that's it. The playoffs are done for Jalen. I mean, maybe you go through with Tanner McKee or Kenny Pickett. The more missile leads you all the way to the Super Bowl. Who knows? But yeah, be a little bit more careful with it. I think it's fine. Does he have some rust? Maybe. But also when you look at your first round opponent, I think that will be fine, even if Jalen is rusty. I know it's not apples to apples, but look at what happened in week 1 against the Packers. Jalen was rusty. Jalen did not play a good game. He played a okay game. He played good enough to win. He threw some very ugly interceptions. He made some very ill-advised decisions in that game, but we still beat the Packers. So to me, I'm going into it like, look, Jalen does not have to be 10 of 10, best game ever for the Eagles to win that. You get him in the groove, as Fanny said. You lean on the running game. Eventually, you start to get there, and then you're good to go. You start having a groove. The team's firing on all cylinders. So I'm not as concerned. Let's see. Dino with a 1. I didn't see a comment. Was there another comment behind that? I appreciate the support. I didn't see a comment, but you don't have to super chat again. Charles, that was the worst game of the season for everyone. For everyone, that game? Yes. Yeah. First game of the season. I mean, there was a lot of rust. Maybe Tampa, but still. Alfredo with a 2. Does questionable mean not ruled out completely? Yes, but I don't know who we're talking about for questionable. Jalen is out. Jalen is officially out. He had an O next to his name, officially out due to the concussion and or finger. Still say that he's in the concussion protocol. So that is at least where that one's at. Liz, why is CJ not the Pro Bowl? I don't know. The Pro Bowl is just a mess. Like, I don't really give that as much weight as I do like the All-Pro awards. Jordan Mailata got gypped. A lot of guys got gypped, just overlooked. But it's the Pro Bowl. Okay, as far as, and yeah, I'll get to some of these comments. Waffles, I can talk about that, sure, yes, in a second. Yeah, Ohana, I'm not concerned about his play when he comes back, just concerned about the fact that he still hasn't cleared protocol. It's fair. But he's going to be fine. Like, 2 weeks, not a big deal. If he needed to really push it and try to get through, who knows for sure. But, like, it was weird the way the game went through. I mean, he went to the medical tent. He came out. He was putting his helmet back on like he's good to go. And then all of a sudden he goes back to the locker room, and that's it. And we haven't seen him since. But I think that he's okay. Oh, I think he means Pickett. Yes. Sorry, Adam. I was wondering where the question was. Afraid of the questionable means, yeah, not ruled out completely. So Kenny Pickett with the ribs, not officially ruled out. And the fact that you only have 2 quarterbacks currently, for sure, I mean, Tanner McKee, Ian Book, you kind of wonder if Kenny Pickett will be that third quarterback. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. I expect to, as of right now, see Tanner McKee start, Ian Book be the backup, and Kenny Pickett be the third emergency quarterback if, God forbid, both guys got injured or something happened there. But if you really needed Kenny to be pressed into action, then he could. But they're going to try to give him as much rest as he can with the ribs. That would be my prediction. We'll see what happens there. But yes, if that was the thought as far as questionable. Kramer, I appreciate that, yes. Drop a like if you haven't already. You did. You made a live stream. Chewy says, with all this Russ talk, I'd like to think the experience he has, he can learn from it and not start rusty. That's also true. I mean, he knows what he's doing. Oh, Anthony, there we go. See, we're thinking on the same page. I didn't even see this comment until just now, but said Pickett is questionable. Guesses he'll suit up as the third emergency quarterback. We're on the same wavelength. Speaking of, Anthony DeBono will be at the game this weekend on Sunday. So, in the press box, in the press conferences, in the locker room breakdowns, getting to interview the players, feel free to perhaps drop a little comment for maybe what you think that Anthony should ask the players. You know, if there's any extra info, particular person or player that he should ask if he gets the opportunity. Maybe that helps Anthony there. I don't know if I open up a can of worms as well, but very, very much deserved, very well deserved. Anthony's credentialed Eagles writer, going to be at the game. Pretty cool stuff. It would have been better if Saquon was, going to break the record, I'm sure, because that to be able to cover that would be nuts. But still, hey, the more missile, first official start, you never know where this thing goes. Frank from Philly, Jalen's concussion. I mean, that's fair. I guess the automatic is, what's Jalen's concussion going on? I think that everybody's going to say that, but let me do this real quick for the playoff predictor though, because I was pulling this up to get some other comments. No, I hear you. Okay, so likely that Green Bay is the team that the Eagles play. However, if the Packers were to win and Washington lost, then all of a sudden that changes things. So if we select here, Cowboys win, Green Bay wins, then it's a Commanders game. So it's not impossible. I mean, Dallas did beat Washington in their last matchup. And Chicago has not won a game on the road in 20, I think it's 20 or 21. I think it's 20 games in a row on a Sunday. A Sunday away game, Chicago has not won in 20 games. The last time that happened was in 2021 that Chicago won a road game on a Sunday, which is very weird because they have won some road games, but they've all been Thursdays or Mondays. Just a strange, odd coincidence, I suppose, but they can't win one, and the Packers are, I think, 10-point favorites at this point. So Green Bay feels like they're going to win. There's a chance, slight chance, but a chance that they can improve their seeding. Surely they can't want to play us, but there's an opportunity. John, Philly won't lose twice to Washington. I totally agree. I think that we're going to beat either team. Like, I'm confident in that. But, yes, Charles, I agree with you as well. Playoff scenario, we're going to beat whoever. Doesn't matter. It's fair. I think the other part to this is I'm just interested in the next round seeding, quite honestly. So after either you beat Green Bay or beat Washington, who does that end up becoming? So let's just say, for the sake of the argument, let's say that Washington wins, because for all intents and purposes, I mean, they're favored by, I think, 6.5. Looks like they're playing all their guys. So let's just say that it stays put, right? Well, we play the Packers. Washington is there. The Rams are actually resting, as I mentioned, resting all of their starters, or the vast majority. So with Seattle, they can't get into the playoffs. Geno does have some incentives. The guys have some incentives to go out there and still play. Seattle could very easily win. And if Seattle wins, and then Tampa, who is trying to get Mike Evans and all this other stuff, if Tampa wins, then all of a sudden they become the third seed. And why that's important is, realistically, I would bet on it, but you're probably playing Tampa in the second round instead of maybe Washington, or maybe the Rams or Washington. I don't know who wins that necessarily if the Rams were the third seed playing Washington. But if it's Tampa playing them, I'm given the I guess better odds, better chances for Tampa to win. So you get a rematch there. It's kind of interesting how things come full circle. You play the Green Bay Packers first in the season, play them first in playoffs, maybe, probably. And then second round, potential rematch with Tampa. Granted, they got to come to Philly. And then you assume by that point, if we're talking NFC Championship game, that it's either Detroit or Minnesota. I mean, who knows? But it's just strange where LA actually has, I mean, a decent amount to play for. Like you would assume or I guess my initial thought was you would assume that LA would want to keep the 3 seed so that then they don't play against either Minnesota or Detroit. I mean, who knows who wins that, but obviously whoever does is going to be the 1 seed, and then the 5 seed is going to be the team that loses this weekend. But on the other hand, I was thinking the Rams beat the Vikings this year, and they also played Detroit in overtime. So maybe Sean McVay looked at it and goes, you know what, I would rather have for sure guys that are healthy, and we can host a game against Washington or we can host a game against Detroit or Minnesota. I don't really care. Doesn't make a difference to me. Played in the first round. Next round, we're going to go on the road. So, you know what? Let's just rest the guys, let the chips fall where they may, and see what happens. I don't know. Just kind of strange. Let's see. Yes, Jorge, we need to play Tampa again. We need that back. There you go. Dionel says, Josh, we will have the 1st seed after, maybe after the second playoff game. It's possible. Because more than likely, if that were to happen, then what? You got, it would be kind of hilarious. I mean, not going to lie. But like if Detroit or Minnesota, whoever it is, gets the 1 seed, the other one's getting the 5 seed, if all of a sudden Philly's playing Tampa and whoever that 5 seed is actually goes in and beats. So let's say, in this sake of the argument, let's say that Detroit goes to Minnesota and beats Minnesota. So then all of a sudden they got to come to Philly after we beat Tampa. That's true. That would be pretty funny. That'd be pretty comical because you have the NFC North that's just beating up itself, and then all of a sudden you got the hosting of the NFC Championship game. All right, let me get to this super chat, some of the other comments as well, but appreciate you guys. Thomas with a 5 bomb. Let's go. I'm here late, but I am for and against Saquon resting because he can easily break the record and on the flip side, get injured. But how do you feel, Josh? I've gone back and forth with it. I'm perfectly fine with him resting. And I know that's a polarizing comment. That's one that's met with a lot of criticism, and it's a legacy opportunity for Saquon. I could see both sides of it, though. So, to me, yeah, you could get injured. You could get sick. I mean, heck, for all that matter, the team could get, we don't want to, knock on wood, fingers crossed, but like, you could get guys have an illness, get the flu before a game. You know, it doesn't even have to be an injury. You just have guys that either miss or can't play near up to the standard of what they're able to. So, yeah, I get it. There's always risk. There's always chances. But at the end of the day, I also totally understand that Sirianni, probably Howie, and Jeffrey Lurie are looking at it and going, you know what? You never know for sure. There's always risks and chances, but we're going to give ourselves the best opportunity to go into the playoffs healthy. The bye week was very early this year. It was week 5. So, you know, guys being maybe a little bit banged up, maybe needing a little bit of a rest, maybe worn out. Give them a built-in bye. You're not going to get that because we're not going to be the 1 seed. So give them a built-in bye with week 18. It's kind of like you get an extra one there, and then be ready to run. You hit the playoffs, hit the ground running, fresh legs for Saquon Barkley. I mean, if I'm a defense, any other defense in the NFC, I don't know what else is more like terrifying to me than thinking about the fact that Saquon Barkley is going to be rested, fresh legs, and a healthy offensive line to run behind. Like, to start out the playoffs, that's the last thing that I want to go up against. You see what Philly does in the running game anyway, but then you add that or complement that and say, oh yeah, by the way, like the O-line's going to be the healthiest they've been all season. Saquon's going to be the freshest that he's been all season. Philly literally is going into this game very realistically of having all 22 guys, like 11 on offense, 11 on defense, healthy. Like, look at the starters. I mean, I don't know because I haven't gone through and looked at the other teams, but I highly doubt any team is in that predicament, like that positive predicament, I guess we call it, or maybe there's a better phrase for that. But it's kind of unheard of. So just to have that health is really good to begin with, and then you couple that and say like, oh yeah, we can just go ahead and give the guys some rest, be fresh, ready to go. There's no, in my mind, there's no concern of because I saw a few comments about this. Yeah, but like, what if Saquon's rusty, or what if he's sluggish because he got some, like, come on. I understand rest argument with a quarterback who's maybe not played in almost a month, but Saquon with some rest behind that O-line is not going to hurt anything there. So at the end of the day, to me, I'm fine with it. I totally get it from all the argument. If you can cement yourself in history, you can win the record, may never be broken again. It certainly, at least in our lifetime. I mean, who knows? But at the end of the day, the higher ups made the call, and there was some back and forth, but that's where they're at. So I think that's I'm fine with it. I'll just say I'm at peace with it. Saquon said he's at peace with it. If he had played, I also would not have freaked out. Like if someone said, "Hey, Saquon's playing this week," I know that there would have been some people like, "Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me! Like, this is terrifying. He's gonna." But either way, whatever they decided, I think it's gonna be fine. We're all good. But yes, I understand the emotion and passion on both sides of the argument. So the S box with 5. What do you think is better odds for us face the Lions round 2? It's not impossible we face the Lions. We would have the Commanders, or the only way is if the Commanders win, because remember the worst seed's going to go and play. So let's see, better odds for us face the Lions round 2 in Philly, and the Vikings away round 3, or the other way around. Again, that's assuming that either team, the Vikings or the Lions, that's assuming that the Commanders beat whoever they're playing. I guess. I mean, I feel like the Commanders are going to be playing the Bucks. I don't know if they win that game, but for the sake of your argument and hypothetical there, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe this is just wrong of me to like wrap my head around. Is Minnesota legit? I'm just not buying the whole. Like, they're a good team for sure. Either one, I feel okay about. At this point, health wise and where the teams are at, I would probably say play Minnesota in Philly and then go to Detroit. Like, we've beaten Detroit, a couple years ago in Detroit. So again, either one I'm okay with, but yeah, I guess if I had to, for the sake of the argument, I'm going to say Lions or Vikings, host the Vikings and then play the Lions. So if that's the case, then I don't know, maybe root for the Lions to win this weekend. They're so decimated by injuries. That's the thing, that like offensively they're going to score some points, but I just like the more that you watch them and see that defense, you're like, man, if any team, like a couple turnovers, a couple just offense not clicking, and they're going to get beat. Like I'll be shocked if they're able to do anything. I mean, they who knows? Like someone else was saying, I forgot earlier, but they could lose beforehand. Philly could legitimately be hosting the NFC Championship game. Like to me, that's more realistic, quite honestly, than Philly having to play both. Well, heck, I mean, I guess in this scenario, it's all NFC North Packers, Vikings or Lions, Vikings or Lions. Like it's more realistic to me that the NFC Championship is hosted by the Eagles than the Eagles playing 3 NFC North teams in their playoff run. I don't know. Maybe that's crazy, but I don't see how they all continue to win, and you also need help from other teams in that scenario. But it's fun. This is the part that's fun before the playoffs, because it's all hypotheticals. We don't know for sure. We're speculating, and it's cool to, make your bracket, see who's going to go. Mike in with a 5. Appreciate that. Says, I think Hurts will be okay. Beginning of the season / new coaches / new system. Rust is very different from 2 weeks off of rust. That's true. It'll almost be, as I said, it'll almost be a month if you look at from the time that he was out plus the time of the start of the game, I guess, for the playoffs. But, yeah, there's a lot more confidence in the system, in what they're doing. The guys understand. Jalen proved it, obviously. People saying like, oh, my gosh, maybe they can't throw the football. They can't throw to win. But he's done more than that. So, yeah, maybe if a few errant throws, maybe not seeing things properly, get a quarter. Heck, it takes the Eagles a quarter to get going just about every single game. That was the beauty of the Washington game because it didn't make sense. It's like, wait a second. What are we seeing here? What, 21 points in the first quarter? Okay, Charles, thank you. It's not crazy. I do appreciate that. Making sure that I'm not crazy. A Warriors rage, not in a cocky way, but we could very well lose. But there isn't a single team I don't feel confident in facing the playoffs that we can't beat. I totally agree. That's what we were talking about earlier. Charles, Ryan, John, Matt was on there as well a second ago. But we're talking about the same thing. It's like, look, just don't shoot yourself in the foot. Like, if the Eagles don't get in their own way, I don't know. Yes, any team can beat any team. You're right. Like, don't get overblown and cocky, conceited. But the Eagles are that team. Like, the Eagles have all the pieces of the puzzle that you would want. And like you mentioned also, the health factor, you're going into playoffs at this point. There's not much else that you would hope for. I know that every team's going to have their belief, and they're going to, say, oh, hey, it's our year, or, we got the best chances. We've got a better record. Whoever's hosting, at the point of being the 1 seed, they say, oh, well, we went through the NFC North. It's so much more dominant. It's more difficult to play in, but we had a 14-win season, whatever. But 15-win season. At the end of the day, it's... I legitimately, I know that I'm biased, and we're biased here on this chat, of course. But at the end of the day, exactly. No, we're the ones nobody wants to play. Again, how do you game plan for a fresh, healthy Saquon Barkley with this offensive line? With, oh, by the way, who's the number one defense in the NFL? Philly. Just saying. Detroit can't say that at all. Minnesota's played well, so they've got a good defense. I don't know. Tampa has had its moments. Yes, Tampa's had our number. I know that there's some people going like, oh, man, that terrifies me. I believe it or not, yes, I've seen some of those comments. Someone's like, I don't want to run into Tampa. I'll play anyone else in the playoffs. I don't want to play Tampa. I think it's a different story. We've come a long way since playing Tampa. Yes, I do think that it'll be a close game, but it's a totally different story from week 4, a crazy, hot, humid game that the guys did not show up ready to play, still learning Fangio's system and all the other mess that went on with that. So it's completely different. But I agree. We're the team you don't want to see. I mean, you're believing in a 4-seed Rams team, assuming that they're 4-seed, maybe they're 3-seed, but Tampa, as we know, as I just mentioned, but like they lost to Dallas. I mean, come on. They're trying to make a playoff push. They'll probably make the playoffs, yes, but like they lost to Dallas, and the Rams just magically somehow can't score very much very often recently. Like they've had their struggles, so blew them out. As you mentioned, if Detroit's the 5 seed, the defense, I mean, there's no team you look at and you go, oh, that's the juggernaut other than the Eagles. And yes, maybe that's biased, but we're the team that nobody wants to play. I got to believe that. Trenton with a 10 bomb. Let's go. Appreciate that. So I'm sad we won't be able to see Saquon break the record, but hopefully the extra rest paid off. What was your favorite play from this year? Oh, that's a really good question. Favorite play from this year? Mine was Barkley touchdown against the Saints. Oh, boy. There's so many areas that you could go with this one. I see a lot of people reacting to this too. Adam, stay safe. Stay safe. Nearly slipped on the black ice walking your dog. Stay safe. Do not, that's dangerous, man. Okay, so question though. Yeah, don't answer this, Adam. Get to a safe spot, and then you can answer it later. I mean, the automatic one is the reverse hurdle, but it's because we'd never seen that, so I don't know if that's like the overplayed. I'm trying to think. Because there's so many moments of Saquon's season. It's like the game against Brazil was the first introduction to Saquon, but even then you're kind of like, oh my gosh, like is this like you knew that Saquon was going to be good, but like is this what we're going to see from Saquon this season? And obviously the answer is yes. The Saints one, love that. As I said, I mean the reverse hurdle. The Giants game was so awesome for so many reasons because, you stick it to his former team. So, like, all those were great. the long runs. You'd say the Rams game, the long breaker for the touchdown there. Yeah, I don't know, like one individual play. I still would probably go with the reverse hurdle just because of the viral part to it, the fact that we've never seen it, and you're like, oh my gosh, and all the reactions from the players, like that was pretty cool. But also the game stream, whenever Thomas and I were doing it with the Rams game, that was legit because it didn't seem like he was going to, but 255 yards, and I think there was one more, was it a touchdown or something that Thomas needed to like win his fantasy league, and it was like, oh, the game's over, like he's not gonna run again. They're up. Saquon's not gonna, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, handoff, there goes Saquon, touchdown. So I don't know, that one's also right up there. There's a million different ones you could say. Yeah, LA Kid, Saquon spin, backwards hurdle versus the Jags. Yeah, Jags game was nuts. So many different plays. Mini catch, Dotson catch, N'Kobe interception, Elias DeJean. Okay, so we got like Eagles plays in general. I thought the question, which is totally fine, but yeah, favorite play. See, I took that as what was my favorite play from Saquon, but I like this. You got hard time sleeping emoji. Maybe so. I have seen his commercial, which was pretty hilarious, trolling. I do appreciate a good troll. Yeah, reverse Grant's catch was awesome. Yep. AJ catch, yes, that was out of bounds. Drew Bader, Saquon falling flat on his first snap. I forgot about that. That's true. Yeah, the first snap was like, oh man. And then Jalen proceeded to throw an INT fairly soon. Tyler unhooked the trailer. God damn it. That's it. Okay, I'll briefly mention that. I do see another comment as well. And then I'm gonna spin here in just a bit. I know I mentioned that for people that are wanting the tickets to the Giants game this weekend. Holding out hope, maybe. Tyler, Jalen asking the reporter, that's what y'all wanted to see. Yes, absolutely. You just love that. Charles, Coop picking up Derrick Henry. Yep, absolutely. And the whole celebration there. Yes, we love that. Tracy, N'Kobe's interception, one of my favorite plays. Heck yeah. Trent AJ touchdown against the Steelers gave me hope. Marcus, I will take that one, man. This one might win it. Josh's favorite part of the season was being right about Nolan Smith. Maybe so. I don't know. It's been a huge blessing for sure. I mean, seeing Nolan get those sacks, and you guys know me freaking out, especially. But it's just, hey, like, everybody relax. Let's have some patience on him. I tried to say that. And, yeah, I mean, the way that he's played and impacted, his performance has been so good. And I know I mentioned it a million times, so I won't go off like on a crazy tangent here. But 17th best edge rusher grade out of all NFL edges, 17th. And if you're going to take Nolan Smith with a 17th ranked edge, he played so well that amazingly, your $50 million pass rusher in Bryce Huff can have let's be honest, a very forgetful season, all things considered, and how much you pay him. Yes, there's the injury and all that, but like a very forgetful season, and this defense didn't miss a beat. Number one defense in the NFL, getting to the quarterback, pressuring the quarterback, crazy athletic. Heck yeah. Who doesn't love that? O-Dog with a 5. Appreciate that. Man, oh man, I love this team. Can't wait to see them in the playoffs. And what's your prediction of when Jalen Hurts will be back? I believe he'll be back next week. That's my thought. He's got to clear the protocol. The fact that he's not been out there for football-related activities yet means that you're probably still at phase 3. Now, again, Eagles may be slow playing it, but still, the fact that he's at phase 3, I don't know. Someone made this comment. I don't know if technically they can get him out there for a little pregame whatever on Sunday to like expedite that process. I assume you can't. I don't know that at all. I'm just speculating. But if that's the case, though, then most likely the Eagles are going to go through and have. I mean, does Sirianni give them a day off? Maybe, maybe not. But it's probably like at the earliest that Wednesday practice, maybe Thursday practice that Jalen could get his first full practice in. But that's my thought. You'll see him at some point middle of the week, assuming that it's going to be a Sunday game. I guess we don't know for sure. We won't know the official schedule till after. But assuming that it's going to be a Sunday game, and he'll get in 2 practices maybe, and then there you go. I mean, hit the ground running. Okay, Charles. No, it rolls over until next week. Yeah, I knew that it rolled over. I just wasn't sure. Can he? Because I saw someone throw this out there, and this is the part where I just didn't know for sure. But could he go out there and get any sort of on-field work of like, hey, just get checked out? But yeah, I assumed not. LA Kid, we need that Saquon emoji before the playoffs start. Okay, I'm going to try to make that happen. I know that I've kept saying that, and it's been too long. But yes, I do need to make that happen. We are going to be streaming every Eagles game. We're also going to be streaming the vast majority of the NFC playoff games. So just to make note of that also. Because it has big ramifications, obviously, for the Eagles. So stay tuned for that. The Tim Baun from John, appreciate that, said, and we are the fans. There you go. Yes. So we're the team that everyone doesn't want to see, and we're the fans that they don't want to see either. Go Birds. That is true. Other one here from Mike with a 2. Coop tackling Jamar Chase was huge. That also was, yes. Big time against Cincinnati. And hey, Cincinnati, it's not impossible. They need a lot of help, tons of help, but they could make the playoffs. So, and then all of a sudden, people early in the year go, oh, Cincinnati's trash. They're terrible. You got to be kidding. If they make the playoffs, then all of a sudden, okay, well, you're looking at a team that the Eagles beat Baltimore. They beat Pittsburgh. Maybe Cincinnati, you throw them in there. Beat Green Bay, Washington, the Rams. A lot of playoff teams in there the Phillies beat. Just saying. What's he got for Proud Infidel here with a 5? Says, you watch nobody other than the players in the huddle. Says, Tanner is a bull. Reminds me of Roman Gabriel. He's our future watch. I'm interested to see how he plays. I will say that. Charles, I don't think that they're making the playoffs, but it's not impossible. That you got Tua, who's not apparently going to play against the Jets. Crazier things have happened, but they would have to lose, and the Broncos would have to have something crazy, ridiculous happen as well, because Kansas City's sitting just about all their important players, and Denver is hosting. So you imagine that Denver can get a win against Kansas City, but still, it's not over till it's over. Yeah, Elias. Yeah, Wentz is going to beat the Broncos. Yeah, that's true. He is playing, so it's a possibility. All right, let me get this thing teed up here. Make sure we're good to go. If you can go to the Giants game, then be alert. All right. Let's make this. All right. I'm going to start the capture. All right, that should work. Okay, so if you want to go to the game, these are lower level tickets to the Giants game this Sunday, but please, be able to go to the game. Then all you got to do is type in the comment section Philly Special. Just type in Philly Special, and you'll be entered. And then I'll be drawing here in just a bit. I'm going to give a little bit of time for people to enter. You do have to be present to win these. But again, like I said, just, please make sure that you can go. I want somebody to actually be able to use these. So that's all you got to do. Philly special will enter you. You do not have to do it multiple times. If you do it multiple times, I believe it actually kicks you out. I'm not 100% on that, but usually the duplicates get filtered out. So just one time. That's all you got to do. And Kramer's already going with rigged, so that's probably guaranteed that you're not going to win. Lots of comments here, though. I like it. Drop a like, too, for good measure if you want to. I would appreciate it. You don't have to, but, we're up to 165 likes, so let's go ahead and do that. That's nice. John M., I appreciate that. I'm sure Frank does as well. You can give mine to Frank. So if you win, Frank will get it. Frank from Philly. Ben Chief spammers getting punished before they knew. That is true. Ty specific spelling? I mean, not really, just how you would traditionally spell Philly special. Like, I don't exactly know how else you would put that. This is always a blast. I will say that. Shout out to Underdog, partner giveaways as well, but official sponsor of the channel. Gets you $1,000 in bonus cash if you scan the QR code. But this is a blast. I was hoping to do it last week and then absolutely under the weather and feeling terrible, so I had to cancel the streams and everything else. But we should be back on regularly scheduled programming, so I will say that. Just for, the lack of live streams and everything else there. But, of course, there's Donut in the background. Everybody can hear him, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll give it a little bit more time. People can get on the giveaway, and then I will spin to decide who the winner is. Random spinner, of course. Adam asking, does capitalization matter? No, it does not. You could capitalize it. You could lowercase. You could alternate it. Good to go. Jorge, you're in Florida, though? Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I say, if you can hopefully make it to the game, great. If not, then there will be other giveaways. You're going to do plenty. John Dog wants to see the birds. That guy. Love him to death, but at the same time, yikes. Elaine, the weather's actually not too bad. No, it's, I wish it was colder. I like the cold. It's about like 55, 60 degrees. So, Michael, you're here. Just call your name. Okay. I feel like that's probably fair to the other like 500 people here, but it is what it is, I suppose. All right. I'm going to give it just a little bit more. And then I will spin this. So maybe another, another 10, 15 seconds, and then we'll pick the winner. Mr. Carter, why did I cut the mustache? Because we lost. I had to. It was the power stash for the streak. I would have kept it. I kind of wanted to, but I lost $100. I did pay that to Thomas, for those that are wondering. Thomas won the $100 bet because he thought that we would lose. I thought that we would win out. Turns out that we did not, obviously. But I thought we were going to. So, Jay Reeves, Saquon will break the record Sunday. You heard it here first. Kramer, grow it back? Maybe. I've considered. Do I grow it back for the playoffs, or do we go with something else? I don't know. It feels like, any sort of streak or, like superstition or whatever we go with, like good luck charm. It feels like it has to be like not forced and kind of just organic and come about in a natural way. So, it wasn't planned. It was literally for a Halloween costume. And then I just happened to have it because I didn't get a chance to shave before the game. And then it stuck. So, Emperor, how do I think Nolan will start in the playoffs? I think he's going to be great. I mean, I do think that regardless, but, mutton chops. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a little bit extreme. My wife, did like the mustache. At first, she was a little bit skeptical, but she did. So, low taper fade, maybe. All right. Here we go. I'm going to spin. I'm going to share the screen here. Make sure we can get this thing set up. And good luck, everybody. Hopefully, you do have to be present. So I will say that. I'm going to give you a chance to collect. And here we go. Let's zoom in on this. Who is it? Mark Mazan. Hopefully I said that last name correctly. But Mark, congratulations. You have won 2 tickets to the Eagles game this weekend. Lower level tickets, assuming that you're here. So I just need to see your comment in the comment section. And then it's all yours. We got to get your info, obviously, as well. But Mark Mazan, come on down. Come on, Mark. Please be here. Somebody says, oh, he's not here. Is he not? Hang on. Let's wait and make sure. Mark, where are you? I'm waiting to see you. And there he is. Okay, he is here. Sweet. Congrats, Mark. You have won. Okay, so what I need you to do is, and this is assuming you can go to the game, obviously, so hopefully you can. I need you to email me at thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com. We'll get your info. If you can screenshot from the stream also with your account so I can make sure that it's you. Believe it or not, this last giveaway that we did, and Thomas and I are going to be spinning for playoff tickets too. So we will do that during the game stream on Sunday. You do not have to be present to win that one. Who knows? Maybe it helps, but you don't have to be present. If you want to come hang out on the game stream, that's cool. But we'll be spinning for playoff tickets against presumably the Packers, could be the Commanders, before the wild card round. And I know just about everybody is signed up for that, but we'll be doing it on Sunday. For this one, it is the Giants game. So I just need to make sure, though, because I had a couple of people claiming to be the people that they were not for the ticket giveaway to the Dallas game. So it seemed to happen a little bit more recently. But if you can, take a picture, send it to me, thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com. And there you go. Steven, do you need to join or just subscribe to win? It's all over the place. Sometimes it's just subscribe. Sometimes it's a comment. Sometimes it's, I don't know. I guess it's kind of mainly those two. But yeah, for this one, it's just being a subscriber and hopping on the live stream. So I'll try to do something for, people that actually hang out, the OGs for the live stream. Sometimes it's member, which, yes, we're going to try to do the member giveaway as well. Trying to work on potential for member giveaway for playoff tickets, which is why I'm kind of holding off. We're, only like one game left in the regular season. So there's a chance. We're working with that with the sponsor, obviously, Underdog, but there's a potential for that happening. So for you members out there, just, stay tuned. It is a possibility. So I won't rule that out. But yes, Mark, just email me. And let's see, I'm going to make sure. I'm going to see if I already got an email from you. But yes, email me. I can get the info there. And I will send those tickets to you, and you can be at the game. Diana, yes, if it's for playoff tickets, you should probably like and subscribe. I mean, that's most appreciated if you want to do that. But let's go. John with the 5. The 5 gifted Philly Special Show memberships, and right on cue. As I was saying, members, chance for playoff tickets, 2 members. BA got one, Maxwell, Ben G, Sam, Jack Straw. Congratulations, you guys got a membership and an opportunity for tickets coming up in the near future. In fact, let's give away a few more. I was late for Christmas and might as well do that. There we go. There's 5 more. Alfredo with 1, Savage, Pretty, Bemo Careful, Daniel San. There we go. You 5 as well. Automatically entered into the next ticket giveaway for members. So, Mark, sweet. Okay, I got your email, so we're good to go. Perfect. All right. I will send those over to you a little bit later. But Mr. Carter, how to become a member? One of my favorite channels. It depends on if you're on the mobile or if you're on computer. Computer is easier. Laptop, whatever. But if you're on the phone, then you click Adam said, click the $. It should allow you to become a member. It'll give you the option. But there's also a link down in the description. If that does not work, a link down in the description says join, like become a member, I think. But yes, that'll work. And John with 5 more. Appreciate that. Big Dog with 1. Jose Cruz, Mint Diggity, Frank, and Ari, I think, was the other one. I said 5 more. That's true. That is also true. You know what? Hey, why don't we? I'll just. There we go. We'll match. We'll match one more. Why not? Yes, allow gifts if you're not already. That's how you get those. Sean C, Philly Strong, Negus, I believe, Parallax, and Eli. Looky there. 5 more. How about that? That's great. There's a Hanamine's family. Jeremy Fowler says people around the league think Sirianni's job could be in jeopardy if we get bounced in the first round. I think it'd take a lot for him to get fired, but what do you make of this? Yeah, I understand the thought and the logic to it because of the squad, the team that we have, the way that last season ended. He did a lot to change and mature and all this other stuff. So I don't know necessarily if I mean, as crazy as it sounds, because you could look at the bye week and saying man, if he has a couple more losses, he's going to be gone. But now it'd be a huge disappointment. I just don't know. I highly doubt. Yeah, as of right now, the way that I would be leaning, even if you lost in the first round, wild card, I don't think that they're going to fire. It'd be okay, you know what? Again, bounced the first round, didn't live up to expectations, but the squad that we have, the guys that we have, the extra additions that you can go with, it just seems like it'd be ridiculous. But, it's a talking point. It gets brought up quite a bit. It feels like, sure, people are going to go ahead and throw fire on this thing. But, yeah, I don't see it. He's much improved, learned a lot. Much better. So, Eagle 1 with a 10 bomb. Appreciate that. That means a lot. Here's 10 more. Still can't gift. I don't know why that is. I guess it depends on computer or phone. But yeah, usually you're able to turn gift options on if you click the $. But sometimes you have to do it on the computer. But nonetheless, appreciate the 10, the support. Awesome as always. Austin, welcome to Let's Run It. There you go. Member automatically entered into the ticket giveaway as well. Kramer, Josh, what is your New Year's resolution? Yeah, that's a good one. New Year's resolution. I have a couple different ones, actually. One was reading to the girls more. Our 3-year-old is definitely into books a lot more, but trying to read to them. Also, trying to get a little bit more sleep. That's, I guess kids have to cooperate with that as well, but trying to focus on some health, eating a little better, kind of goes hand in hand. Granted, that's also maybe the cop-out resolution for everyone, right? Because it's oh, hey, you're going to get healthier, work out, blah, 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 whatever. And then how long does it really last? You're a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks into it, and then you're oh, hey, did we make it through January even? So, yeah, I mean, that's what we're going with. So I think the reading to the girls, there's nothing better, more important than investing in family. So, and certainly kids. So that one feels like a lock. Hoop Beast, get to 100,000 subs. Sure, yes, that is definitely that's a goal. So hopefully we can get there. But yes, John, and family time is critical. I will pass on the sleep. That's true. Carfoot, is that the name there? Can you shout me out? What's up? How's it going? Let's see. Anything else? Any last bit comments, questions, topics, anything else? Oh. What, Ron? I don't understand what that means. Yeah, Javers, I think Nick's grown a lot. Nick's 68% win record, as Charles said. Yeah, 49-23. Jason, yeah, people don't credit Sirianni when they do well. He's the scapegoat. He's kind of the guy on that side. Christian, I'm ready for the car giveaway. There is a really cool giveaway. I will say that. I'm still not saying what it is yet, but a really cool giveaway once we get to 100,000 subs, which we're like almost 7,000 away, which is insane. We're getting super close to that one. So, John, when we win the Super Bowl, lots of memberships going to be gifted. Okay. I appreciate that. Got to get there and do that first, but Keegan. Adam, I appreciate that too. Resolving to stay healthy ever since I got your dog this summer. Been getting walks in, closing your Apple Watch rings. Let's go and just stay safe with the black eyes. What's the most I've been get? I don't really know, to be honest. I haven't kept track of that officially. I would, in terms of a super chat, I want to say, gosh, I really don't 100%. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a 200. The most in terms of like memberships, it'd been nuts. I mean, I don't even know what that is. Someone's, John's given a crazy amount. Maxwell, Charles, I'm gonna not remember everyone. Who was it also? Fitness Warrior. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on a couple others. But yeah, I mean, those have probably been even more, but I mean, crazy amounts of memberships. So just ridiculous support. It's insane. Big E, member for 10 months. Keep the stash till next season if they win the Super Bowl. Well, the stash is not here. So like, that's again, the question is like, I can't really complete it, but oh, sorry, John. I should have mentioned that. No. It's a different John. Different John. Yes, Frank from Philly. Once we hit 1 million subs, I'll give away a free car, and you can get a signed AJ Brown full size helmet. Someone else will win the car. You can get the signed helmet. How about that? Sam, I don't think I mentioned a whole lot on Howie and the Jets, but it's ridiculous. Howie's not going to the Jets. I understand if you're the Jets, you want to get the best GM in football. You want to go after Howie Roseman. He's not leaving from it. He's got so much say, so much weight in Philly. Yes, maybe it's like, oh, well, they could offer him to the Jets. They're talking about equity and full power and all this. But, like, come on. You got an organization with the Eagles, what they have, what you've built. To me, it's a conversation of, even if he was kind of considering it, his relationship with Jeffrey Lurie is like, hey, here's what's going on, and Lurie's he'll give him a little bit more, right? Like, he won't leave. It's both sides, but like, he's not going anywhere. Do you see the dumpster fire the Jets organization is? You really think that Howie Roseman, as smart as he is going to go, yeah, you know what? Working alongside Woody Johnson feels right. Feels like that's the way to be. No. He's not. He's got firsthand knowledge also from Joe Douglas, but not that he needed it. He would already have the insight to be saying, yeah, that's not the place that you want to go. But, yeah, I'm not concerned at all. Seeing several of those. Charles, with a 10. Heck yeah, appreciate that. King Tom, Randy, the Trader, Hawk, Desmond, Safania, I believe, Tess, Sweet Potato, Random, and Leslie. All you guys got memberships. Congrats to you. That's awesome. Y'all are the best. Appreciate that. Okay. I am going to jump off, though, as I mentioned. Got another recording with Anthony coming up that we'll be releasing tomorrow. So stay tuned for that video. Other giveaways, other awesome stuff. You guys are the best, as always. But yes, more things to happen, and it's crazy because we're literally, just about a week away from NFL playoffs starting. Cannot wait till we get there. Who do the Eagles officially play? Likely the Packers, but, keep an eye out. Could be the Commanders. Congratulations again to Mark. I do have your email. I will send those over to you here a little bit later, maybe tonight, for sure by tomorrow morning. And here we go. One more game, then playoffs. We're almost there, as always. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Go Birds.